Are you from Baltimore?
So, I was actually born in Nigeria,
Mm-hmm.
raised in New York, the Bronx, and now I'm based in Baltimore.
Okay. What made you come to Baltimore?
School, looking for new things to kind of you know wow.
No, you fine. You fine.
Sorry,
You fine.
I came here because of school and to just kind of start fresh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a person that made you interested in photography?
Oh gosh, yes. My older brother is actually the eldest. His name is Osaritin Ugyagbe. So he was the one that kind of started with photography, and then like through his the way he did his things, I started seeing myself gravitating towards it as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I would say all of your photos, or at least a majority of them, have like a very nostalgic feel to them. I'm gonna say like a black nostalgic feel.
Right.
How do you keep that like that look or that style, that feel going?
Honestly, I feel like it's what speaks to me. Is what I gravitate towards. Like I like capturing like rawness and also like the things I have around me, like my environment. And so is the things that I've been exposed to, and that's what I've been, just been capturing. And yeah, I've been feeling it.
Okay. I've seen like a few posts on your page that just were like just hands.
Mm-hmm.
Explain those pictures to me.
So with the hands, basically, I feel like the hand signifies a lot of things. It's to start. You either start with like we do a lot of things with our hands.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either we want to start things with our hands or we finish things with our hands. And so me capturing those things is just basically to show what we can do. Whether it's through like the fist up, like having power in our ability to do that, or is I just feel like it's just different signals, it's different
Mm-hmm.
ways of just showing the other things that we
Okay.
do with things.
Your hashtag, oh my joy.
Mm-hmm.
What does that signify or mean to you? Where did it come from?
That's a good question. So, oh my joy, honestly, now I have to think back. So I usually say, oh my God, like OMG. I know,
Mm-hmm.
so like girly, but I find myself always saying that. And then one day, I think I was looking at my work and I was like, OMJ. Like, I was like, oh my joy. And it just kind of stuck. I just like, whenever I would see my work, it's either like I'm impressed and it just kind of like comes out. So I was just like, why don't I just start that hashtag for myself? I actually have another page that's
Okay.
called Oh It's Joy. So it's like oh
Okay.
my joy, and then like it's me. So it's,
Oh, so wait, is that page just more photos of you?
yes, it's
Oh,
more
okay. I
more
was
personal.
saying,
Right,
like,
right.
I
We
don't see
follow.
no photos. Of you. Well, I mean, it's probably like some gems here.
Right.
If nobody know who you like look like, they probably just like, all right, how am I know this person? All right, okay.
And that's how that's how I wanted it to be. Whereas like I just want my like all my joy to just focus on my work,
Mm-hmm.
while oh it's joy just focus more on me and
Okay.
how I create my work.
That's
But
smooth.
I'm in the process of that.
That's smooth. That's smooth. So you take some very personal pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Have you had any like conflicts or anything like with any subjects?
Oh, definitely. With people. So being a street photographer, is like you have to, not that you have to, but I guess I'll speak for myself. You take pictures of people on the street, and I usually use my Fuji X100T.
Mm-hmm.
This was when I first started, and like it was much more easier to take photos of people because
Mm-hmm.
it was so small.
Oh yeah.
But nowadays I'm using my X-T3, and it's like much more bigger. So whenever I put my camera up to want to take a picture, or try to figure out a way to do it, like you know a lot of people would say no.
Yeah.
Like, why are you taking my photos, or whatever the case may be. But that's just how I kind of do things, and sometimes I ask for permission, but most times I just kind of like swindle my way. Hopefully they don't sue me. So, yeah.
No, I feel you. What part of photography makes you nervous?
Honestly, that's a great question. I would say more like commercial photography,
Okay.
as far as like, being you have to be a bit more precise on what to do and how to do it. For street photography, it's come as you are. Like
Mhm.
it's a flow. There's a flow to it.
Yeah.
You see something, you want to capture it. Like it speaks to you more rather than like commercial. You're like, okay, sit here, like telling people what to do. I don't
Mhm.
like telling people what to do.
Yeah.
I like
Okay.
I like it. I like it being candid. I like come as you are and let me just capture the beauty in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have like I would say some shoots on your page.
Mhm.
How do you like put together like a mood board or anything for those shoots?
Well, definitely Pinterest. Pinterest
Okay.
really comes through with that, of
Okay.
course. And it's basically I just talk to who I am doing a shoot on as far as what type of photo do you want to create, and then from there we just move on as far as colors, as far as like styling, as far as like where, and just kind of like pinpoint what we can do. It doesn't have to be necessarily the same thing, but just so we can just kind of have like an idea. But honestly speaking, most of the photos that are on my page, I didn't really create a mood board for it.
Okay.
Because it was just basically like moments of just like, hey, let's do a shoot. Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
And I just kind of captured, especially with my sister I live with. She's more of like a let's do this now, and then I'm like, okay, come on, let's go, and we just capture, and we present like the whole shebang.
Is it just you working for, I guess, your brand, or do you have like some other people that are like on your team who like you go to for like the styling, location, and anything like that?
Honestly, for now, it's just me. Okay. So I do pretty much everything. Yeah, but I know in the near future I will build a team where I can, take along with me to create more of a concrete, concrete.
You see a lot when you take photos because you do street photography, so right. you seeing like rawness every day. How do you like decompress from like a day full of like street photography?
Whew. Honestly, that's I never really how do I decompress? I am still trying to figure that out, honestly. I think what I do is after I finish taking photos, having a day of just, street stuff and just going around, I wait a day or two to then look at my photos.
Okay.
To then kind of like, okay, wow, yes, that speaks to me. Because what I've noticed is like right after doing a shoot and you want to look at your photos, it doesn't give you the same feel from actually taking a break from it and then going back to it and just with like I guess more fresher eyes. Yeah, and that's what I pretty much do for now. But I'm still trying to figure out ways to kind of like really decompress so that I can like be more consistent in terms of just seeing it.
Okay. Yeah. What other like joys you have outside of photography?
Good question. I find myself. Well, I love music.
Okay.
I'm not a singer. I'm not a rapper.
It's okay.
But I groove to beats. So I find myself more of like, I dance. I mean, I don't do TikToks or whatever the case may be, but I have a thing for dancing, and that's something I would like to, tap more into in the near future.
Okay. What style of dance would you want to like explore?
I would say, well, I'm Nigerian, so I definitely love Afro beats, but I also love contemporary music, like just just I don't even know how to explain, like just with the just moving, just like just moving.
I can see it. You saying it when you talk. So.
just kind of like vibing with beats. I really like that.
Okay. What's the top 3 places you've been because of photography?
California. That's definitely one. I remember that experience. It was really awesome. I went to a carnival in San Francisco. That was like my second time going to Cali, and just I wish I could just show you guys the photos, like the photos, and this was like years ago, and it was such a beautiful moment. I captured so many things and so many people. It just kind of reminded me of why I love photography. So you have those moments that it kind of confirms like, okay, yeah, I'm on the right path here. Okay, I'm doing this. Because sometimes you kind of like get sidetracked. So definitely Cali, New York, home. Every time I go home, I'm always like, I miss this, I miss that. Like just try to capture those things. And I would say Baltimore. Okay. That would be my third. There's always a story here.
Do you have any special mentions or like features that have propelled you along in your photography career?
I would say so this was, I would always tell this story. Listen. But like this was like years ago when I was like a college student, when I was like in Morgan State, and I remember I had like $3 in my bank account, and there was this Fujifilm contest, and I was like, oh my god, I wanna apply, but I'm so broke. What do I do? So like the last money in my account, I think to submit a photo was $2.
Okay.
I know it's just $2, but listen, okay, I was broke.
No, it's insane.
Right, so I was like, you know what? Let me just do it. It's the last money I have. Let's see what I have, like what I could, how far I would go, or just do it. And it came back when when the result came back, I made like top 10 finalist. And so that for me, I was like, wow. Like, you know, I was kind of shook, like, that I made that far. Although I didn't make the, you know, I didn't win, you know, but I still felt like a winner because I gotten so close to it. So that kind of confirmed to me also that, like, I can do this, you know, like, it's not, I'm not just doing this just for the fun of it, but it's something that really speaks to me, and, you know, it's something that the world can enjoy as well.
What was the photo that you submitted?
So actually have it on my page. So it was a photo of, it was like, I believe it was the first time I actually walked around Baltimore. And I had like my mini Fuji, and there were these kids that were outside playing, and I started asking them questions, and like we were just getting acquainted, and they were best friends. There were 3 best friends, and I have best friends, so it's like we were just kind of like, oh my god, you guys are best friends. Like I have best friends too. So we were just talking, and then next you know, like a cop pulled up, and they were going into a like a house, like it was like a row house. So they were going to one of them, and the kids were playing basketball, and so in the midst of it, I think like a black man was walking past. And I was just taken. I I saw, like, you know, when you see something but you're trying to figure out how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm like, there's something here. So as they were talking and the girl was playing, everybody was playing, the cops were going in the house, I captured a man walking past, and the girl, she wore like her high school like sweatshirt, and it had names on the back of, like, you know, kids signing it, right? And like there was a black man walking past and the cop going in. So it just kind of looked, I wish you could bring it up so it, like the audience
we can put it up right.
So, but it's just like, it just basically, I felt like it was just such a deeper meaning, because it was like she was actually cleaning her ears, like just trying to, like, I guess touching her ears, but it's as if it was like she was waiting for a chaos to happen. It was as if she was waiting for something to happen, seeing a, you know, a black man, seeing the police, and you know, it's basically what's currently what's going on now. So just being able to capture that years ago and still being relevant, I was like, oh gosh, and that's what photography is about. Like, it's like being able to just kind of capture moments that kind of that reminds us of our history, you know. Like with photos, you could take pictures of today, 20 years later it's still relevant. And I think that's where the beauty comes in, just it always being relevant.
Okay, that's all I have for you.
Oh,
thank you for coming.
That was too quick.